Let's go.
This story number 10, reported by the BBC. Sean Ross Sapp, what's your favorite movie?
Probably The Departed.
Interesting. Okay. Have you ever seen Shawshank Redemption?
I haven't, and I need to very badly.
You haven't seen Shawshank Redemption?
No, I've been meaning to watch it. I'm going to watch it this summer, actually. Yeah.
Man, one of the greatest movies ever. So, without giving away too much of the story, although you probably know it, there's a character in the movie named Andy, played by Tim Robbins, and he wants to chisel through the wall of his cell. And you can imagine how many years that would take to do when you're talking about like a stone situation. Could take years. Yes. So, historians uncovered a stone in the town of Hexham, England, that had ancient Roman carvings on it. They believe it's more than 1,700 years old. This thing went viral. I mean, it's news just by itself that they found this ancient Roman carving, but it went viral for another reason. Any idea what that might have been, Sean Ross Sapp?
They carved some Weiner doodles in there.
The carver was talking shit about a colleague. Joel, do you have the picture? There you go. Leave that up for a minute. So basically, they believe that the image on the left is supposed to represent a dick. That's what they think. The target of this Roman graffiti was a guy named Secundinus. And when they translated that message into English, the translation was Secundinus the shitter. That was the translation.
Rules. That rules.
I do have to question if that image is supposed to represent a penis or a piece of shit. I do have to wonder that.
I'm worried about the health of that person if that's what their shit looks like. If it's got a head on it, if it's got like detached, like was that a dingleberry on the end or what was that? I think that it's supposed to be a penis.
I guess, but so why are they calling him the shitter? Why are they calling him like Secundinus the shit or the dick, I should say?
I'm just happy that cursing hasn't evolved that much in the last 1,700 years. If we're anything, it's consistent with cursing. And I like that was also obscene back then.
Well, what I'm really curious about is think about how long it took that guy to do that. Like, how much did he hate Secundinus that he's carving into a stone?
Sorry, that's Secundinus the shitter.
Yes, the shitter.
Yes, yes, that's who it is.
Yeah. So how much, like, imagine how much he must have hated this guy that he's carving it into a stone. Probably took him days, weeks, months to carve that in. How much did he hate this guy that he's doing this? Like, what did Secundinus do to him?
You should see the carvings in my old house before I moved. I moved here, Jimmy.
Well, I got to ask you this. So you've got a strong social media presence. And with that comes the haters. And you and I have had conversations about
this.
Oh, yeah. When does that ever happen? When does that ever happen? So here's my question. What is the greatest length or the most effort, at least that you're willing to talk about, that someone has invested into shitting on you?
I mean, they've outright stalked me, Jimmy. They've tracked down family members' addresses and names and numbers. It's gone pretty far, as you know.
You know, back in the day when I had my old website, I might have told you this. Do you remember GeoCities?
I do remember GeoCities.
So GeoCities was kind of like precursor to Wix. So when I had my old website back in the day, somebody created a GeoCities website, and the website was called Why I Hate Jimmy Van. and they conjured up stories, and they had stock photos. So like, here's a stock photo of a little boy, and they said that's Jimmy when he was a little boy getting bullied by everybody in school. And then they had one of like a teenager. That's Jimmy in high school when no girl would date him. And they actually put in the effort, and I was so honored. I actually tried to reach out to them to ask them if they would come and do an interview because I was just so honored about it. And unfortunately, they never would. But I was flattered that somebody went to that.
Oh man, that's mental illness, Jimmy.
Maybe, but I was proud and flattered by it because that takes effort. They hosted a website for me, Sean.
It takes mental illness too. And that is an unhealthy obsession.
All right, let's go on to story number 9, reported by WSB TV2. Sean Ross Sapp, how do you feel about cryptocurrency?
I made a little money off of it during the pandemic, off of Bitcoin, and other than that, I don't mess with it.
Interesting. So Bitcoin's the only thing you've ever invested in?
Yeah.
Okay, so like the alt currencies and stuff, you don't touch that stuff.
Haven't bothered with it, no.
All right, well, there's a guy in Atlanta, Georgia. His name is Mike Sherwenka, and he calls himself the godfather of real estate. Joel, do you have a picture of Mr. Sherwenka? Oh, he picked that photo. Okay, so that's Mr. Sherwenka. I believe that's his wife. He used to be a male dancer, And so that's why
that looks completely fake.
Maybe, but that's a picture of him that we saw on social media. So several homeowners sold their homes to this guy, and they thought they were getting a phenomenal deal because the contracts that he wrote for them when he was buying their house, it included a percentage of the purchase price to be paid in cryptocurrency. So some of the price was going to be in cash and some of the price was going to be in cryptocurrency. It was an altcoin called Troptions. And one of the homeowners, this guy named Joel Sabelos, he thought he was getting free money. He's like, I'm just going to let this sit. I'm going to let it grow, and I'm going to end up getting a lot more for my home than I would have otherwise. But the homeowners ran into a problem, Sean Ross Sapp. Any idea what it was?
I have no clue. I'm interested to see where this one goes.
So unlike a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, you can't convert Troptions into US dollars. And so the homeowners have no way of cashing it out.
Oh,
we have a blurb from the Troptions website. So this is from, I believe, Troptions.io, and they have a subpage that you can click on.
Isn't it smarter to keep your cryptocurrency growing in the account until a purchase is drafted out for your purchases? Come on.
Yeah. So basically on the homepage of Troptions.io, put it back up, Joel. There was a link. I think it said, how do I cash out my Troptions? And when you click on that link, you go to this page, and right there on that page, they basically say you can't. That's basically what it says.
That's a scam. That's a scam.
Yes. Now this Troptions coin, none of the reputable exchanges support it.
Yeah,
and so until it's traded on the exchanges, you can't actually cash it out. In 2019, the state of Missouri filed a cease and desist order against the guy that founded Troptions. His name was Garland Harris, for allegedly misleading consumers. And the belief is that Cervenka gathered up a whole bunch of Troptions from this guy, like bought a massive supply of Troptions from Mr. Garland Harris. And now he's writing into his real estate deals. I found a video of this guy, and I had to put it up, really just kind of, drive home this story. Put up a clip, and there's audio to this. Put up a clip of Mr. Cervenka talking about Troptions.
And as you know, cryptocurrency is going to be the new currency of worldwide in the next 3-5 years adoption. So if you have any interested in parking some money in some cryptocurrency, we're involved with Troptions. Click the tab on the left and they'll explain it all to you. Feel free to call me with any questions. Thank you.
Wow, that was abysmal. Jimmy, I just ran a search on Garland Harris.
Yes. There's
a YouTube video of him talking about Troptions, a new currency, in 2009.
Yeah, well, he has apparently since passed away. Garland Harris has since passed away.
Oh, he looks old then.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I guess Mr. Cervenka basically stockpiled all these Troptions that he probably paid, a fraction of a penny for. And now he's throwing them into real estate deals. And didn't you love how at the end of that little video, he did the little thing,
Oh my God. Like he felt like he nailed that video.
He did.
He felt like he killed it. That was horrible.
And, my question for you is, unless these homeowners were desperate, why are you selling to this guy? You know what I mean? What are you doing selling to this guy? So a lot of it falls on them. They should be smarter.
I'm like skimming through that video. I went to find that video. I was so baffled by it. Like that's the take they went with, Jimmy.
Yes.
That's the one that they said, all right, that's good.
Yes. Amazing.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.